What's going on, guys? It's your boy Junior Mafia coming back to you with another video. So I just finished watching Monday Night Raw, and this was a solid show and whatnot. And the Scotland crowd was so fucking good from beginning to end. And this is why I give a lot of international crowds whenever they go out there, I give them so much praise because they make the show so much interesting. And I keep reiterating this again that for us US crowds, we got to be better. We have to be better. The same energy that they give out there for these shows, whether it's Raw, SmackDown, or even PLEs, we got to do the same thing when they home in the US. So I'm expecting more from us and for us to be better moving forward. So that's all I wanted to say. But this was very interesting. We had some good matches that happened too. Um, it was good to see the Usos reunite again. You know, they were taking on A Town Down Under. And of course, you know, they're going to win a match. But afterwards, Gunther attacks Jimmy Uso, gets him out of the ring from the top rope. And Jay, excuse me, goes on the attack on Gunther. And right where it looked like he was about to spear him, he trips up. And when he catches balance and try to go at the Gunther was able to counter him and all that. And, you know, that's where he dropped the ball. But Jimmy came in for the save. Gunther got him out of there. That whole thing was done. Then backstage, you see Jay later on the show, and he looks discouraged, like like he just dropped the ball, and you know started having doubts. And then you see Jimmy coming in, and he was saying like, "Yo, what's going on?" And like, this is the second time this happened right now. Like you had the kill shot right there to take out Gunther, and you tripped up. You like last week, you made the botches and all that too, and then this week it's the same thing. Like what's going on? And I like how they actually turned this to a segment because I felt like, I mean a storyline because I felt like now Jay kind of doubts himself if he could beat Gunther, and he was saying like to Jimmy like, "Yo, I don't think I can beat him." To where Jimmy's like, "Yeah, I know you can't beat him." And Jay like, "Yo, don't rub it in. Like I ain't mean for you to say that." He like, "Nah," and tell him he said, "Yeah, you can't beat him, cause this not the Jay I know." He said, "I want that right hand man Jay Uso. I want that main event Jay Uso, the guy who went in there and won WrestleMania. I mean, excuse me, won the Royal Rumble." And go to main event WrestleMania, I want that Jay Uso right there. So he's pretty much amping him up and telling him, like, "Yo, I got belief in you that you can get the job done. But this little funk you in right now, I need you to get out of that if you have any shot of beating him and becoming the new World Heavyweight Champion." So this was pretty good because you see the motivation that Jimmy's giving Jay. You know, despite all the problems they had last year and all that with the whole bloodline thing, you know, he really truly believes that Jay can pull it off. But he just got to get out this funk, and I love that. You know, so it was good to see them bond and all that, and you know, go back to being a tag team again, even if it was just a one-time only thing. I love it. You know, it was very good to experience that again. So that was dope. And we had a segment with Adam Pearce where he brought out Io Scott and Bianca Belair, and pretty much the same thing like last week, discussing about their match that happened at WrestleMania and all, and with the contract signing. So as they about to get into all of that stuff, Rhea Ripley comes out, and she comes out and says, you know, if this means that I don't be part of WrestleMania, I'm okay with that, but I just want my rematch for the Women's World Championship. And you know, Bianca Belair brought up, yeah, like you can get your rematch 3 weeks from now, like 3 weeks after WrestleMania. So once it's done, then you can get it, and then you know they start having a back and forth segment and all, and just like it happened when Bianca Belair and Rhea goes at it with each other, Io Sky tries to butt into it, and she got mushed again. So you know she had enough, and she about to go on an attack until Adam Pearce stopped them and said that, you know, I had enough of this. You know, I brought y'all out here to talk about the contract setting, and I was gonna get into it before y'all cut me off, and pretty much was saying that, you know, I had an idea because Rhea Ripley wanted, she said I had a rematch clause, and she wanted to use it. and said that, you know what, if you want to use it, here, you got it. Next week is Rhea Ripley taking on Io Sky, and the winner of that match faces Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. Which again, I truly think that it's gonna get turned into a triple threat match because push come to shove, Bianca Belair going to be out there yet again, and there's going to be something that's going to trigger her to go on the attack and potentially cause Rhea Ripley again. And I think it's going to be a disqualification that is going to get transformed into a triple threat match. That's just my personal thought because what WrestleMania going to be without Rhea Ripley on it? Let's be honest. So that's my personal thought on it. But it was a very good segment and whatnot. And before I get into the whole John Cena stuff and Cody Rhodes segment, I had to bring this up because I think this was so fucking disrespectful. So, everybody kept talking about who was that masked man that popped up last week on Raw and whatnot. And everybody thought that it was potentially Rey Fenix, but that was never the case. And you had backstage Adam Pearce with Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio, and pretty much was saying like, yo, I don't know who that was back then. There was back last week on Raw that attacked him and all that in the mask and trying to figure out what's going on. They saying that it's probably Chad Gable and stuff. The way Gable came and he had a doctor's note saying that he can compete tonight, and Rey Mysterio telling him that, I know it's you in that mask. And then when Adam Pearce saying that somebody going to debut tonight, and that was somebody named El Grande Americano. And you knew Ray was pissed. He was so pissed off to hear that Dragon Lee was and all that. And pretty much says that he's going to be debuting tonight taking on Dragon Lee. And I said, yo, that was the most fucked up part of it all. And let's call it what it is. We knew it was Chad Gable. And when they had a match, to hear the music, like, it's some Mexican music, but he's wearing all American outfit, but it looked like a Mexican outfit. And I'm like, yo, this was so fucking terrible. But the crowd was into it. They were so into it, and we all knew from a naked eye it was Chad Gable behind that mask and everything. Let's call it what it is. And he just proceeds to beat on Dragon Lee. But it was a very good match. The crowd was very into it, so I was surprised by that. Of course, Gable ended up winning. When he ended up pulling off Dragon Lee's mask, and when I covered him, he went straight for the ankle lock. And we know anybody who does an ankle lock right now in today's WWE is Chad Gable. The person behind him doing that, we all know is Kurt Angle. So, all things considered, if Jack Lee taps out, he ends up winning, and that's the end of it. But I don't know how long they're going to drag this gimmick. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I just hope they handle what they need to handle and just drop it as a whole. I just hope that. So there's that. But now I want to talk about the John Cena and Cody Rhodes segment. So Cena kicks off the show, and he met with a whole barrage of boos. And, you hear the John Cena sucks going around the arena. Like, it is insane. Then he spots a kid who has a Cody Rhodes sign. And you can tell they kind of rub Cena the wrong way because he's so used to, the kids having his merchandise on with a sign that's, made for John Cena. So I kind of rubbed him the wrong way. Then he, yet again, not acknowledging Stu. So he goes into the ring, tell the crowd, if y'all got something on your mind, get it off your chest. Then it says that y'all finally came to your senses knowing that, the spotlight on y'all, and then I could pick y'all apart. Like, nobody saved men, women, and children. And last week said that, like, it was a clear-cut understanding that he don't give a damn who you are. Man, woman, child, grandmother, whoever it is, he's going to rip you to shreds. And then saying that, that they're playing a blame game, like, about last week, how he was pretty much calling out the Cena haters, the people, who cheer for him, called him out, even a little kid and all that that he destroyed on the mic. And pretty much said that the fans are to blame for this because when WWE posted a video of me doing that, y'all was the one that was liking it, sharing, and making memes out of it and all that too. So who's the real bully in all of this? So he pretty much gaslighting the crowd yet again, as we anticipated, and then brings up about how throughout his career and all that, he was looking at the crowds and going based on their reactions and all that. He was testing them, seeing what they like, dislike, and then brought up about his success. Pretty much saying that when he bled, y'all say he was tough. When he spoke, y'all was inspired. When he was edgy, y'all was excited. When he was PG Cena, y'all was bored. And when he was loyal, y'all was love. And pretty much was saying that, y'all was just, like, the fans was just been fickle. For all his years of being in WWE, the fans has been fickle and, was pretty much saying one thing, but not being true behind it. And then he brings up April 2005 about the WWE Championship, the spinner belt, and pitched that idea and went along with it, and how he had negative reactions behind it, and was saying that the legacy of the title and everything that meant to it, was pretty much disrespected, and it was treated like a toy. To it, Cena says, "I never treated that title like a toy at all. Like, that title means a whole lot. The history of superstars who was able to hold that title and make it prestigious the way it did. Like, that's how I honored it. And for y'all to say that was, of course, disrespectful in his eyes, and pretty much said, I'm going to ruin wrestling, for, the fans and everybody." And pretty much says that when he beats Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania and wins his 17th title, that he's going to surpass Ric Flair and pretty much put him in the dust. And then nobody will be talking about Ric Flair anymore. People are going to be talking about John Cena. And says that his revenge, or in this case his last laugh, is grabbing that title. That means so much to the fans, everything, the history, all of that stuff. Takes that title and pretty much gonna go to the spinner belt, gonna walk out held up high with a smile on his face and retire with it, and pretty much make the fans miserable, and to the point where they had to make a new title and say nobody can stop me, so to speak. So this is a Cena who's standing on business on everything he's saying. And then right after that, Cody Rhodes comes out, and you hear the crowd, and they go off singing his songs and all that too. Then when he gets in the ring, crowd is pretty much pro Cody Rhodes at this point, and he couldn't get a word off. But then when he did talk, he brought up about, like, what did you say previous before me coming out? That you're going to take the title away from the fans, but in reality, you got to take the title from me. And said that last week, that the old Cena, and I talked about you about the old Cena and the new Cena, there was more to that. And pretty much said that that this Cena right here, that with him, he's how can I put this? He realizing that that he's bringing up everything that he talked about from last week and this week, but never said in his face while they was in the same building. And that is true, because every time when they had a segment, John Cena will always talk first when Cody's not in the ring, get everything out he needs to say, but when Cody gets in there, he completely silent. Cody said what he says, and then Cena just walks out. So we yet to see him and Cena have that one-on-one talk. And I don't know if they're going to hold that until probably next week when they meet up again in London, or probably that final week before WrestleMania And then that's when they have that back and forth segment when they're both speaking. So I do anticipate that we're gonna get that, but the fact that they prolonging it, I'm okay with it because this makes Cody look like the bigger person. And then Cody brings up about how much the title meant to him and how much he fought for it and whatnot, and was telling Cena, if you want to take it, put it right out there, like in the middle of the ring, and says, "Come get it." And when Cena was about to get it, he turns around, gets out the ring, and starts walking up the ramp. And Cody was like calling him out, and when Cena was about to go back, it's like he took a few steps, changed his mind, and then turned right back, to walk back up to the ramp. And then Cody says, "You know what, Cena? Like, we can see you and all that," and let him know that like, you ain't the champ anymore. Like, the champ is here. So pretty much taking what he says and Cody letting him know, like, I'm the champ right now. And the way you walking out and all that, that's the same way you're going to be doing at WrestleMania with no title in your hands, and you're going to retire just like that. And walked off. And I love this. This is what I wanted from Cody Rhodes. I wanted him to be that guy that says, you know what, bump all that. Like, you violated me, and now I'm going to make sure that I reciprocate that when I take you down at WrestleMania. So I'm looking forward to that. So that was very good, interesting segment. Then I want to talk about CM Punk, who came out here and he did something similar, just like Seth Rollins did last week on Raw. And he pretty much said that he wasn't in the mood and all that, and said that his road to WrestleMania, it was not what he wanted. Like, he got the match, but it wasn't what he wanted, because he wanted a title match. His whole plan was to main event WrestleMania and win a title, no matter if it's a World Heavyweight Championship or the WWE Championship. And he did mention about the Royal Rumble and how he got screwed over and stuff like that. Then brings up the Elimination Chamber with Seth Rollins pretty much curse stopping him and all that, and costing him, a spot to win to be in the championship match. And pretty much said that Seth made it personal. It's personal to Seth because ever since he came back to WWE, you feel like CM Punk's career and everything he did is pretty much belittling what Seth Rollins did, and that's why he kind of feeling the way he's feeling and doing the stuff that he's doing. And then so brought up with Roman Reigns and his personal thoughts on CM Punk. And where CM Punk says that, I think Roman taking this personal because we have to share the same Wiseman, which is true. And brings up that when it comes to WrestleMania, that he's gonna beat both of them. And let it be known, like, I brought y'all to WWE and I can take y'all out. Which it makes sense because when the Shield debuted, CM Punk was the one behind it. They was the one that got brought up, and they attacked CM Punk first, and that's what people noticed them, firsthand, and the rest is history. So it is true that Punk has everything to do with the whole Shield situation, and that Seth and Roman got to the main roster. So there was that. But I know for a fact that match could be so interesting because Seth, Roman, and CM Punk, night one, they got a main event WrestleMania. I was gonna look and say maybe it was gonna be Jay and Gunther, but all things considered, I don't see that happening whatsoever. And it's not a knock on them to not main event, but to have two bona fide main event matches like John Cena versus Cody Rhodes and the triple threat match with Punk, Roman, and Seth, they got a main event, respectfully. And I think it's no hard feeling or anything like that. I feel like Gunther and Jay will probably be the second to last match night one. And then you close out with the triple threat. So that's how I probably think. But all in all, this is a very good show, and if I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it like a solid 7.5 out of 10. You know, that's how I rate it. You know, there's a lot of, some good things that happen on the show, but yeah. So this was that. But comment down below. Let me know what you think about Monday Night Raw. Are you excited for what's to come leading up to WrestleMania and whatnot? I definitely want to hear your thoughts on it. Leave a comment down below. You know, letting me know how you feel. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop some content right here on this channel. Road to 200 subscribers, and I appreciate the love and support. Continue to keep God first. Trust the process of anything you do at life. Your time will come, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.